Hello. So today I'm going to talk to you about people who have a psychological need to stay overweight. And this is not by any means everybody who's overweight has this issue, but it actually happens more often than one might think. So if this is you, it really is important that you identify the problem and eliminate it so that you can lose weight. Because if you have an emotional need to stay overweight, nothing is going to work for you until you realize the issue, get to the root of the problem, and then you can move on from there. So for some people, being overweight is a form of self-punishment. Like, it's maybe because you have really low self-esteem and you don't feel that you're deserving of being thin or attracting attention or success or whatever. There also is you might be afraid of the responsibility that comes with losing weight, and you might be afraid of having higher expectations for yourself, having all eyes on you, and you just don't want that extra attention, so you kind of self-sabotage over and over again. You might be just afraid of failing. You could be, I wrote some notes down of things that I've come across and people that I've worked with in the past. So you might be testing your loved ones. People actually do this, like, without thinking about it. They, like, don't want their husband or their wife to love them for the wrong reasons, or they don't want to their family to love them for the wrong reasons. And even though it's kind of a silly fear, they stay overweight because it's kind of like, well, now I know that you're loving me for me and not how I look. So that's one way this happens. You might be afraid of attracting a mate for the wrong reasons. So you stay overweight thinking that, well, at least if I do attract somebody, then it's going to be because of me. You might be somebody who has been abused in the past or had something really traumatic happen to you. So a lot of times people like this will get overweight because it puts a physical barrier between them and the abuser. And then it just becomes like a coping mechanism for the rest of their lives. So anyway, if any of these things apply to you, obviously hearing them out loud, it sounds like, you know, it's a silly reason to stay overweight and jeopardize your health because you want to test your husband to make sure he doesn't love you for the wrong reasons, right? But the whole point of this is we usually don't realize that we're doing these things. It's usually just on a very subconscious level, but we do it and we sabotage ourselves over and over again. Often these people are just chronic dieters that never experience much success or any lasting success, and they try everything out there and just nothing works for them. Or they don't try anything because they just don't think anything's going to work, or they're just kind of like afraid of being successful, and so they don't do anything. So like I said, it doesn't apply to everybody that's overweight, but there is a segment of the overweight population who has this issue. And if it's not you, maybe you have somebody you love in your life who has this issue, and if you do, you have to be really careful about how you bring it up to them, because oftentimes people with this issue are very defensive. And if you have somebody bringing this up to you in a really accusatory fashion, it's probably not going to go over well because they've spent a lifetime denying this stuff to themselves. So having somebody else just point it out to them is going to be hard to take. So you have to be really sneaky and loving about it if you do that. So yeah, anyway, yeah, if you are someone who has a psychological, emotional need to stay overweight, the first step is realizing that that is the issue and, like, identifying the problem, and then you can figure out the next steps and learn to eliminate it, because it's really important that if you have this going on, that you lose weight for your health and your emotional health as well. It's kind of a vicious cycle. If you're sabotaging yourself because you don't like yourself for whatever reason, then you gain weight. Being overweight brings on a whole host of other health problems, along with depression and fatigue and all kinds of stuff, and it's just a vicious cycle. So anyway, wanted to bring this up to you because it's kind of a interesting and thought-provoking thing, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. I will talk to you later. Bye.